Hey guys, it's Dr. Traveler here, and I'm sitting in my new desk area. It's beautiful, I'm loving it, and just wanted to talk about our topic of this week, which is a physical topic. So physical, mental, spiritual. We've gone through a good rotation, and now we're back to physical. I'd like to talk today very quickly about exercise. Not necessarily exercise as everyone thinks of it, as going to the gym and exercising, or lifting weights, cardio, that type of thing. I want to talk about rehab exercise. Also, you could call it maintenance exercise. I know that there is a discrepancy there, because oftentimes when I have a patient come in and I'll say, okay, if you've got this injury, I want to go through some exercises with you. And they always say, I know I should go to the gym more, and I need to get to the gym. And I say, well, that's important, and yeah, you should go there, but what I'm talking about is the exercises that you can do on your own, at your home, on the floor, or in bed, that will help you to avoid injuries. And so that's the type of exercise that I want to talk about really quickly. I'm not going to give any specifics, but I am going to promise, and I already have some recorded, that I'm going to re-record and go all the way through rehab exercises with you, starting with the lower back. That tends to be a really common area. But essentially what I want to talk about is, so there's really two things that happen with injuries that really pertain to exercise. And that is that we lose stability. So you lose the stability. I've got my spine right over here. You lose the stability in the small areas. So from like vertebrae to vertebrae, as opposed to big massive muscles like the glutes or the paraspinal muscles. And so what we want to talk about, okay, so you lose that stability, and then you get guarding, or those big muscles, the glutes, the back, that if it's up into the neck, the traps, the levator scapula, the big muscle, the moving muscles, they become the stabilizers, and that's what you don't want. You want those deep muscles that are supposed to hold everything in place to fire the way that they're supposed to, and then you want the big muscles to be able to relax, and then you want them to fire when is needed, which is when you're trying to move or exercise at the gym. Okay, so that's the premise that we're gonna go with. I find that one of the best techniques to do that is finding going into as deep into a range of motion as you can. So like for the lower back, we do bridges, where you bridge up, go up as high as you possibly can, and then do little squeezes, pump, 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 pump. Little squeezes, that fires these intrinsic muscles, the deeper muscles. And then it's combined with some stretching, light stretching of the big muscles. So we want to relax the big muscles, the moving muscles, and you want to fire the intrinsics, okay? So that's really what we're going for with these rehab or maintenance exercises. The other really big thing to remember and to emphasize is never do rehab or maintenance exercises into pain. Most of these exercises shouldn't demand much of the big muscle, so if you're doing like a curl, you feel pain into the muscle belly here. But you shouldn't feel any pain into the joint or into the tendons. You'll feel it into the belly of the muscles. So you hear the no pain, no gain. That applies and is true for the muscle bellies when you're doing big working out or running or things that way. But with rehab, you want to avoid pain. If you're feeling pain, you're going backwards. And so never exercise into pain, especially into a joint or a tendon. In fact, I'll oftentimes say, if you're doing the exercises, any of the videos that I show, and you start to feel joint pain, stop. Don't be afraid to ever throw an exercise out. Say, you know what, I'll try it tomorrow, because otherwise you can cause more damage while you're trying to do those exercises. And the last thing is, we get a lot of questions, and I may do a specific, go into detail, but really it's quite simple. Ice versus heat along with exercises. I always say this: life is a sport, so treat yourself as an athlete. Athletes, when they go to perform, They warm up if they need to go do something. So if you need to get ready for the day, if you need to go function and perform and do whatever your daily activity is, even if it's a desk job, you've got to you want to sit with a good posture, and so that's where heat can come into play to kind of warm that up, get the muscles going, and then when you're done, ice. Right? And so typically I'll say if you do these rehab or maintenance exercises at the end of the day and you're experiencing some pain or discomfort, remember, don't exercise into pain, but when you're done with your exercises, that's the time to ice. Ice is anti-inflammatory. It also can maybe stiffen you up a little bit, so that's where you're going to say, if I'm done for the day, then I'm going to ice and cut down on my inflammation levels. If I still have to go do stuff during the day, then you can kind of alternate the ice and the heat. Remember, heat is, in parentheses, inflammatory. It does raise the blood levels. So if you need to cut down on pain, you want to use more ice, but if you need to function and get those muscles to work, then you heat it up. Treat yourself like an athlete. So that's really just a brief explanation of rehab exercises. I am committing now, and like I say, I already have one filmed to go through. I've already got some up on my website, but I want to redo all of those and take you through an entire progression of rehab or maintenance. I really use it as maintenance. I don't typically have a lot of low back pain, but I still will do these low back exercises and sometimes the neck exercises every day. And we'll go through neck, low back, we'll go through some shoulders, knees, hips, and I'm going to go through, from beginning to end, everything that you should do, as opposed to just one little round and say, okay, then repeat. So I'm committing to do that, and but until then, find and you want to throw in your rehab exercises along with stretching every day, and that will increase your performance and decrease pain and help you be healthier and happier. Anyway, this is Dr. Traveler, and I am signing out.